Well, a sensational match by two of the biggest draw cards in tennis today, ladies and gentlemen, and certainly a tour de force by the youngest ever Australian Open singles champion, Martina Hingis. But in defeat too, I think that you will agree that Mary Pierce, La Belle France, as attractive and as elegant as ever. And for the presentations now, ladies and gentlemen, it's a pleasure to introduce the President of Tennis Australia, Mr. Jeff Pollard.
Your Excellency, Mr. Premier, Lord Mayor, distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen. Martina, today you've created history and we here are very lucky to have been here to see you achieve it. And congratulations from all of us. As Gary said, it's your first Grand Slam, the youngest winner of the modern era. And we all know that the future of women's tennis is in good hands with the performance that you've shown us here today. Mary, champion here 2 years ago. It's been a difficult 2 years. You entered the tournament unseeded, but you've had a lot of good wins, and I know your supporters here in Australia and all around the world are pleased to see you back playing so well again. Congratulations. I'd also like to take this opportunity of thanking all the women players on the Carrel WTA Tour for their great support of the Australian season, as well as particularly here in Melbourne at the Ford Australian Open. We're very lucky that virtually all the top players in the world do come here and do come here each year. So thank you to all the players for their great support. I would like to just very briefly also thank all the people behind the 1997 Ford Australian Open, particularly the tournament director and the tournament general manager and all the staff at Tennis Australia and here at Melbourne Park. I'd like to thank, of course, all the other people, the umpires, the lines persons, the ball persons, the court services and supplies people, the ground staff, the ushers, the scoreboard operators, the caterers and the security. There's a huge workforce behind the Ford Australian Open, and I want to thank them all. We're very pleased to have a great sponsor in Ford. This is the 12th year of Ford sponsorship, and we're pleased to see that Ford goes from strength to strength, as does the Ford Australian Open. And with Ford, I'd like to also thank the many official suppliers whose names are recorded on the board here in Centre Court. Also, all the corporate supporters of the Ford Australian Open who purchase boxes here each year. And finally, you, the public. We set a lot of records in crowd attendance this year. We've got to wait till tomorrow to know the final attendance, but it's you that make this a wonderful experience for the fortnight, and thank you for your great support.
Ladies and gentlemen, it's a pleasure now to introduce the President of the Ford Motor Company of Australia, Mr. David Morgan.
Your Excellency, Mr. Premier, Mr. Lord Mayor, distinguished guests and ladies and gentlemen, it certainly is a tremendous privilege for Ford to be involved in this tournament. It's now 12 years since we first started, and we've seen the tournament grow from an event at Kooyong to an event here for the last 10 years. And we've witnessed growth in the crowds, the record crowds. Certainly the tournament has grown from strength to strength. One of the things that we've really enjoyed is the professionalism in dealing with Tennis Australia. We found they're very supportive of us as a sponsor, but equally they run an extremely good event, which the players and the officials and everyone involved. And we certainly recognise that professionalism is one of the reasons that we can come here and enjoy such a tremendous event. I think the women's event this year again shows the growth that is occurring in the Ford Australian Open. Early in the time we saw some of our top seeds go out, and I think those of us on the sponsor side think, what are we going to have at the end, and will we have a final that we'll all be able to enjoy? I think you'll all agree with me that today we had a tremendous final. We saw two of the best players in the world, and we saw new faces coming through in the women's event to give it much greater depth than we've seen in the past. I would like to add my congratulations to the two players today. Mary Pearce, I think, showed through the event that she got stronger as the event went on, and I think got most of the crowd behind her, and it was great to see her come through today and be able to play in the final. And finally, I'd like to congratulate Martina Hingis on a tremendous game today, but also the way that she's played throughout the tournament, and again have the participation of the crowd throughout the event. Thank you very much.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, it takes two to make a match, and here 2 years ago, Mary Pearce was crowned the champion. This time, she won through 6 exciting contests to reach the centre court on this final day in the Women's Championship, but was outgunned today by Martina Hingis. But let me remind you that Mary herself, during this tournament, celebrated just her 22nd birthday. I know she'll be back again. Please welcome her as she accepts the runner-up trophy for the 1997 Ford Australian Open Championship. The runner-up cheque from Mr. David Morgan from the Ford Motor Company. And the trophy and a small Aussie gift from the President of Tennis Australia, Mr. Jeff Pollard. One of the most popular visitors here, ladies and gentlemen, Mary Pearce.